What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at our man Savanier. He is the new player of the month, 87 rated, coming in relatively cheap with just an 82 and an 84 rated SBC. One inform required. To be fair, not bad at all just before team of the year. And obviously if you wanted to grind this guy out later on, then by all means, we're going to have so many upgrade packs and packs are going to be flying. But if I'd bring you here to see, is he worth it? Obviously the League and squad hopefully will take a big upgrade. He is a 4-star, which is always nice, and he can slot in the team pretty easily if he is that decent. Obviously, some stats looking okay for an 87. Pace-wise, looks a little bit sad. Maybe needs an upgrade. I'm thinking potentially a hunter, but we'll have a look at the in-games. 5'8" with a high medium. We've got outside of the foot and flare as the two traits, which to be honest, I can take that. Acceleration looking, it's okay, can be definitely upgradable. Passing's decent, very, very decent there. Good agility balance, good composure. Stamina's looking good with the aggression. So it's going to be an interesting one, actually. If you want him more attacking, then definitely looking at that Hunter or Shadow if you want him defensive as well. According to Fubbin, we've had 9 votes, and at the moment, people are looking at the Shadow, kind of balancing him out a little bit more in comparison to maybe going all-out Hunter, kind of making him more as a kind of box-to-box centre mid more than anything. Obviously, does have that high medium, so I think that is what we're going to be choosing. So let's jump in and whack his stats there. So we've got him on the full chem, as we can see. Obviously, we've whacked the Shadow on him just to get that pace up to the maximum that you can potentially get him to, which is 91 acceleration with 86 sprint speed, which I think will do. Obviously the defending goes up to 86 and it turns him into an 89 DM or CM or an 88 cam, so pretty interesting there. I feel like he is going to be more box to box if anything, and I think we've got a couple of versions of him. Obviously there is a headliner version of him. If you do so already have that, then again, not necessarily needed, but this one is completely untradeable, and you obviously get an 87 for completion, and you only have to give up an 82 rated team or an 84, so obviously that's a nice little win to get an 87 rated player. So let's jump into him and just see, is he about it? Very nice. Good Liga, some Bundes, some La Liga there, I think, as well. Very nice. He's going to be playing in where Verratti plays, so it's going to be an interesting card because, oh, good interception straight off the bat. Absolutely dispossesses Varane there. But I think he's going to be one of them players that you might get on with, you might not. I've never really had too much involvement with Savanier. It'll be interesting to see what his highest rated card was. I believe he's had a team of the season before, but I want to say like 92 rated maybe. So it's going to be an interesting one to see what he can do, because Verratti, to be fair to him, isn't necessarily a massive defensive card. We've got good speed out here, and you can definitely tell the difference between the acceleration and obviously the sprint speed there. He does slow down a little bit straight off the bat. Going to find Felix in. It's going to have to be a volley. Good chest from Savanier. Does read it like an absolute open book, though. It's a great save from Donnarumma. That personally was my fault, so we won't deduct any points there. Into Savanier, looking for Vinny to possibly make a move. He's not going to. It's a good little turn. Little on the inside. Back to him from Felix. Little 1-2 again. Trying to find Maradona. Can we find Savanier in? And Mendy's going to just deal with that. Not a very good ball over the top, which we was hoping for maybe to kind of get onto that sweet left foot of his. And again, finding him. Going to go the other side this time, and the acceleration is lovely from him. You do want to kind of fast pace, get the ball out of his feet, get that kind of acceleration boost, and then literally just dip out. Don't hold the ball with him, as I feel like that is where he's necessarily not going to be as effective as somebody with incredible sprint speed and acceleration. Obviously, if you just read the stats, I think you'd probably get the gist of that one. Into him again. In terms of control as well, he's held everything really nicely, even from that chest just outside the box. You could definitely tell the kind of the composure of him is very, very nice indeed. Defensively, we haven't seen too much from him. Like I say, pace-wise seems okay. The Shadow's doing its job, definitely. The passing game of him is very, very nice. That is something that I have noticed quite nicely, is that he can get the ball across, which is always fantastic. So, obviously, you've got yourself a good midfielder, and I think passing, like we've said, from pretty much the start of this game, passing is a massive one this year. They've really kind of gone for the passing element, which, personally, I do like. I've definitely kind of got more used to it compared to the constant attack, but in terms of having that, you definitely need it, and especially the weak foot. Another really important thing that yes, it was still always important. Everybody loved a 5-star, but I feel like especially the attacking side of stuff, people just was okay with a maybe even a 5-star, 3-star, or a 5-star, 4-star, as long as the skills was one. Whereas now I think people are definitely kind of leaning towards more the weak foot rather than the skill moves as well. Good interception. Very nice. Like I say, defensively, he's not necessarily that defensive-minded. He is obviously more of a cam, but his passing, I think, will necessarily make up for that. Oh, that is poor. And especially if you have kind of that really solid DM next to him as well. That is just absolutely complements him to the T. And he even gets the link, obviously, to Conte being French. So, you know you've always guaranteed quite a nice player, even if you don't necessarily have the Vieira base SBC done. 100% recommendation, I would say. Definitely have somebody with him. Don't kind of keep him in that midfield on his own, or at least have a DM with him. Like I say, don't kind of keep him and hold him as the kind of defensive player, as I feel like, yes, he would get massively overrun in terms of kind of actually trying to tackle everybody, whereas somebody like Conte, somebody like Vieira would actually be pretty much fine with that sort of role. Good clearance away. Oh, that is a cracking ball, and that is the passing from him. Vinny's going to get mauled, though. That is a stunning through ball. So we are going into the overall for him. Like I say, he's coming in relatively cheap, under 100k, which obviously when fodder does decide that it wants to just die its death, we're going to see him a lot cheaper. 82 rated team, 1 in form. Again, that's what's going to really push up that, but more than likely that's going to go down to about 17 to 20k at the minimum. Then obviously the same for the 84 rated SBC. With everything we've had at the moment, everybody's clubs are dry just from constantly saving packs, and then now obviously the 84s are that little bit more expensive, but they will drop 100% guaranteed. Then we whack the shadow on him. Great pace increase. Obviously, he's already got the dribbling. The passing's nice. Then we've got a bit more defending on him. Again, he's not necessarily the most craziest defender in the world, but he does a job. His interceptions are quite nice. That is something that I definitely noticed. But like I said, you definitely need a second DM with him, or at least a couple of CMs. You don't necessarily want to leave him on his own. He isn't a solid DM. He is more of a box-to-box, so always keep that in mind. Aggression, very nice. Good stamina. Even his shooting, it's not terrible, but again, you're not really having him for that. The passing is kind of the absolute key. We saw that ball to Vinny. Very, very precision and composed. So definitely worth grinding out and just getting him done for free. At the very minimum, he's an 87. Even if you've got his headliner, I wouldn't necessarily do him for untradables, especially duplicates, just so you've got an 87 for free. You can whack him into an SBC later on down the line. If we get a Team of the Year SBC, if we get an Icon SBC, you can whack in him there. Overall wise, I think SBC price, I'd give it a solid 8.5 to 9. As a player, I think I'd be looking more towards the 8.6, 8.7. I won't say he's going to be overtaking everybody in terms of a Ligue 1 or French squad, but he definitely could put up a fight. I do think Fekir is going to be better naturally. That SBC was cracked, but he is a very cheap player. So let me know down below if you're going to be completing him, and let me know how many player of the months have you missed or have you got if the number's quite low. Let me know down below, like and subscribe. Peace.